What's poppin', y'all? I'm currently on my break. Got like 10 minutes left, you feel me? But I'm just, just walking around, you feel me? Just had my lunch. I just wanted to make this quick video because I'm just wrapping up my internship. I got 3 more weeks left, and then I'll be done with the Discovery Day Treatment Program. It was good working with the adults that have chronic mental illness, and me, gaining the skills. I was able to sit in on an intake assessment, do some treatment planning, work with my clients. Caseload that fluctuates. You have people that want to be in the program, and some people that don't want to be in the program, right? So it's just therapy and mental health is voluntary. You can't force anybody towards treatment. But I just wanted to be able to kind of make a video to kind of document my process, document my growth, right? And I want to be able to show you guys something in regards to discipline, consistency, right? Repetition. Something that I always advocate for is not just seeking support in mental health overall, but really just that solitude. You get things done. You level up when you spend time, within yourself. You're intentional, you know what I mean? But what I'm also going to take into consideration to do as well is to find some time if I can show you guys some of the things I was doing throughout these years. You feel me? Years. It took years to get where I'm at. On a humble note, right? The good things take what? Time. So I really want you guys to understand that throughout this process, it's been a real journey. You know what I mean? I got to give it to myself. I got to give it to God. I got to give it to spin it back to myself. You feel me? But yeah, it's been a painful journey. For those that know, also when it comes to this field as well, is that you have to really do this ish for real. For me, you really got to be about this. You know what I mean? You really got to really be able to help people, be a helper, supporter, right? And my internship was unpaid, so I really understand what it's like to be. You feel me? Receiving government assistance. You know what I mean? I got the the mass health. You know what I mean? Those that know, it's popping out here, right? So I understand what it's like to be at the surface level, and you're trying to, survive. So I have much compassion for those out there, but this was really my experience. I really have a story to tell, you know what I mean? I got people to understand too. It's like, like I said, good things take time, you know what I mean? So I don't know what you got going on, what you intend doing with your life, you know what I mean? But you got to be intentional within the process. So I'll break it to you guys in regards to a little synopsis in regards to like how I got to where I'm at right now. But I was considering being a dental hygienist in the high school years, and the main reason is because I was thinking about finances. I was thinking about, I got 4 sisters. I'm the only boy. My dad was telling me back in the days, you got to take care of you know what I mean? Take care of the family. You got to hold down the name. Y'all know what's up for the fellas. You know what I mean? And your sisters are gonna go their own ways, right? Just part of life. However, I was thinking about doing that because I'm good with hands-on. I'm good with interacting with people. And I thought that this could be a position for me to be able to just make that quick bread. You know what I mean? You're making like a hot 70K a year, 80K a year, clean people's teeth. You feel me? So I did an internship at that time. It was nice. I had the scrubs on like I was a nurse or something like that. You know what I mean? But it was like, it just, my purpose, I didn't feel fulfilled. I felt like something was lacking. You know what I mean? I'm really intuitive with myself, really. You know what I mean? Which is very important in your journey, in your life. Really trying to do things that make you happy, do things that make you feel whole, right? If something's feeling weird or off or irritable, let's look into it. Let's spend some time to really figure out what's going on right now. Or how can we improve the situation, all right? So went back to the scrapping boards, sat down with the career advisor at the time. She was able to, it's beautiful out here, y'all. You know what I mean? It's beautiful for life. But Memorial Drive for the location. But on the back end, she was able to sit down with the career advisor, do a survey, some assessments, and some things came up. I had some conversations with some people, had a conversation with a professor, one of my boys. He was like, yo, Aunt, like, you're good at giving people advice. You need to get paid for the ish that you do. You feel me? And I let that marinate. You know what I mean? Like I said, being intentional, listening to people, really actively listening to people, right? Putting these things together. And before I knew it, psychology was the field for me. And I took psychology at UMass Boston after I finished the associates at Mass Bay Community College. They say 2 years for the degree. It took me 3, you feel me? But at the end of the day, everybody's time is on their own timing, you know what I mean? So went to UMass Boston, got the degree in psychology, right? After I finished that, I worked at the Italian Home for Children, working with children after school program. I developed some curriculum, great work, great experience overall with the people I was working with. You know what I mean? Working with the kids as well. And then I was able to do some community work as a peer mentor in Roxbury. For those that know the Boston area, y'all know it's popping. You know what I mean? One of the heart of Boston type stuff, right? And then I was able to get into a master's program by the grace of God by me working at this the Children's Services of Roxbury at the time. That happened to be the organization nonprofit I was working for, right? And that was in 2023. 2022, I got the degree at UMass Boston, and then spinning it back from 2017, graduated from high school, and then 2020 was that COVID year when I finished that, for the associates at Mass Bay. So I'm just giving you guys years, giving you guys kind of some insight in regards to my process, my journey. But look at where we are right now, 2026. 1 month away from May. 3 weeks away from wrapping up this internship once again, but I'm just happy for those that's still here with me, like, you know what I mean, within this process. This is some real stuff, like, y'all, you know what I mean? I could have quit. I could have, you know what I mean? I could have been the old Anthony, focusing on money, not focusing on my purpose, not focusing on my happiness, right? And I want to be where I'm at right now. So I just want to share a few lessons, and on another video I can get into, the nitty gritty in regards to the experience and what things I've seen and the things I had to endure, and working with the clinical team and director, what supervision's like, and all those other things like that when it comes to like being, in the role, etc. But I just want to kind of give you guys some insight, like I said, when it comes to your journey. I really want you guys to, like I said, for those out there that are going through career assessment, trying to figure out what they want to do with their life, like really just, take it easy with yourself. Take a few steps back, right? Because you have your family aspects of things that play into it, right? Most people, I'll talk about my background, right, is education's key, right? For those out there that come from African, Caribbean households, etc., excellence is pushed, right? Nothing but excellence is pushed, right? But you also got to understand, too, is that life's what you make of it, right? But at the same time, too, you have to be doing what makes you happy. Because the worst thing is to be in a position, right, where you're working these 8-hour shifts, these 10-hour shifts, 12-hour shifts, and you're just simply not happy. You don't want to be there. And what happens is that your energy, it exuberates off of you. People can feel that, right? You can sit here, it's almost like you're telling a kid, for instance, that you're fine, you're okay, right? But on the back end, they can see right through it, your facial expressions, your body language, right, that you're not okay, right? So I just really want us to take into consideration, like I said, if we need the time, right? If we need the support, if we need, right, assistance, we need to advocate for ourselves. One thing I like about myself from the time that I graduated high school, of being kind of confused and just money hungry, right, is that I was serious about my life. I was intentional. I didn't care what anybody else was doing, what other people were going, what university was going to. Like, I didn't give a F about none of that. You feel me? I knew my situation. I was rid of myself. I had an IEP, right? I advocated for my IEP to even be using it for my master's or getting additional time, et cetera, et cetera. It's like, you got to really have that mindset for yourself. That at the end of the day, people are going to say what they got to say, right? Whether you're doing good, whether you're doing bad, people are always going to have something to say. But I feel like for you got to have that mindset of that, what do you want, right? How can you maintain your mental health, right? And how can you get the results or the achievements that you want to be able to achieve? You feel me? And how can we actively develop a smart goals or plan to achieve what we want to achieve? Because at the end of the day, good things, they take time, but it takes application. You got to put the work in. You got to put the work in. There was a lot of nights, a lot of days where I was not able to attend certain events or certain family outings or whatever other people were doing. I was not able to be attend, and that is what it is. It is what it is. That's the process, and it is life. You're not gonna be able to attend all the fun things, right? But at the same time, too, none of the fun is running anywhere anytime soon. So you got to have that in mind as well. But you really got to put you first. You got to figure out what you want. Let me look at you. You got to figure out what you want. Right? I want to stop here because I don't want to derail ourselves from the focal point of our conversation, because I like to really be intentional and kind of grasp you, kind of like, give you the information that you need. On another video, like I said, I'll get into intel about the experience of the whole internship experience and things that I was able to inquire. I grew a lot, right? I seen a lot. I changed a lot, right? But I really want you guys to understand too is that be intentional with your time. Do what's beneficial for you. And if you need the support, talk to career advisors, right? Seek these resources at your school, right? But at the same time too, like I say, spend some time in solitude. Think about these things. What is life with a better mental health? What is something that makes you happy consistently, right? And what can you add into the world to be able to provide to someone else to improve their circumstances, right? Be real. And at the same time too, I want to let you know one more time is that put the distractions aside and have a mindset of too, don't care about anybody thinks about, you know what I mean? Like talking to benefit you, right? People are always gonna smirk and say things, and you know what I mean? Like don't give it, you know what I mean? Do what's beneficial for you. From Ant, this is me, you know what I mean? Thriving Talks is what we do. I'll see you on the next one. Stay blessed.